Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
It was Tuesday evening when officers responded to a 34-year-old gunshot-wounded victim at San Francisco Street in Agat. We have learned the male victim is Jesse Cruz Kitachai. He was transported to Naval Hospital for treatment. According to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau, the victim is in stable condition. As for the suspects, the first, Anthony Vincent Ignacio, is behind bars. On Thursday, a magistrate's complaint charges the defendant with guilt by complicity to commit attempted murder as a first-degree felony and guilt by complicity to commit aggravated assault as a second-degree felony. According to court documents, a physical altercation occurred at the dead end of San Francisco Street in Agat. During the fight, Ignacio was driving a purple vehicle when witnesses allegedly heard him yelling at his passenger to, quote, blast him par, unquote. As a result, Kitachai suffered from a 3-inch gunshot wound to the lower left abdomen and left hand. Ignacio and his passenger fled the scene. Further in court documents, investigations revealed that a couple days prior, the defendant and the victim were arguing over text messages in which they were threatening each other and planned the fight. A witness stated that during the incident, the victim called out Ignacio to fight and began to hit the top and side of the vehicle with a black stick. This is when the passenger exited the car and shot Kitachai. GPD issued an all-points bulletin, and on Wednesday, February 17th, Ignacio self-surrendered. He appeared for his magistrate's hearing this afternoon. Assistant Attorney General Minji Kim requested a $100,000 cash bail, although Assistant Public Defender John Morrison attempted to argue for the defendant's release, claiming self-defense under Guam Castle Doctrine.
It appears from the declaration that the complaining witness in the case wanted to fight with the defendant, and his co-defendant had been talking about doing so, came up to their vehicle, called them out to fight, beat on the vehicle with a stick, and then it appears from what's charged that the co-defendant in the case, not my client, proceeded to use force against the attacker. So it appears from this that the Castle Doctrine prohibits any criminal or civil liability, and the case should not be brought. The case should be dismissed immediately.
Additionally, Attorney Morrison argues his client was charged wrong and that the government's case is not strong. The defense asked for Ignacio to be released on a personal recognizance bond.
The allegation here is that the gentleman induced someone else to commit the underlying crime by simply making a statement. That's what's alleged. The government's case is very weak.
Magistrates Judge Jonathan Kwan allowed the government opportunity to respond. However, there were no further arguments made from their end.
Sorry, Your Honor, I honestly would have to do some more research into this.
You are sitting in the seat and representing the people of Guam.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or on the record, do you have any response to this?
No, Your Honor.
Judge Kwan barely found sufficient probable cause, citing the people's inability to respond to their own documentation. Ultimately, he ordered Ignacio remain held on a $30,000 cash bail. The case is ongoing as GPD continues to search for the second suspect in the case. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.